You're right. We're going to jump out, and in a minute we're going to start the exercise, and we'll start from outside because I'll do the show and tell me questions from outside the truck.
Okay.
If you now ask me anything, it becomes, and I've got to give you information, it would be a fail.
Yeah.
Because the examiners, you can't ask them things. You can ask them directions though.
Yep.
So if you missed a roundabout sign, ask. You can't ask speed signs, things like that though.
It's fine.
Okay. And all of a sudden, I'm now not your trainer, Paul. So if you want to talk to me as your trainer, I will answer you in a completely different way. You know, who's Paul? You know, so all those sorts of issues. And I might ask you questions as you're driving, which could be related to things you think, oh, you know that.
Yep.
But again, once I'm in roll, I stay in roll.
It's fine.
This test is going to be for the driving elements is going to be about 1 hour. Okay. I may stop it short if I felt I needed to, or if there's issues that rise up which you think we shouldn't be just letting you get into bad habits. So we will adapt if we need to, but usually it's about 1 hour. Okay. And then we'll at some point do the manoeuvre as well. We'll do that at the end. Okay.
Super. Yeah.
Okay. If you're ready, we'll jump out the truck. Well, not jump out, but we'll get out safely.
Okay.
And then we'll start from outside. So you might need your gloves through. Yeah, you've got them. Yeah, good man. Good. Okay, so hi, I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul.
What do you want me to call you?
Anything you like, Ashley, Ash, anything you like.
Okay, I'll call you Ashley. Okay. So we're going to ask you 5 questions, and then we're going to get on with the drive. Okay.
Yep.
So first of all, the 5 questions. Okay. Can you open your bonnet for me, and then I'll ask you the question once you open it. Once you open it, though, don't touch anything in the bonnet. Okay, can you identify the engine coolant and tell me how you check it, please?
Certainly, yeah. The coolant's the area at the top, just above the radiator. And sorry, I couldn't hear the second part of the question.
And how you check the levels?
Check the levels is simply against the minimum maximum. Make sure it was on a nice flat surface with a cold engine as well.
Okay, that's fine. Close your bonnet. Okay, to the side for me. If you can tell me how you check your suspension on this vehicle, please.
Suspension, I'd look for any visible leaks. I'd make sure everything was connected, and where I can, probably on the other side of this vehicle because I can see it, I'd make sure the spring leaf wasn't bowed that way. I'd make sure it was bowed in the correct manner, as it is.
That's fine, thank you. Can you tell me where you'd find the air pressures for this tyre to make sure it's inflated correctly? And tell me how you check it. The
maximum air pressures are written on the tyre, but the recommended air pressures will be in the cab behind the door somewhere.
Okay. And how would you check the pressure?
I'd check the pressure. I'd make sure I checked at a reliable pressure gauge that could cope with.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Can you now tell me how you would load the lorry and secure the load?
I'd make sure I loaded the lorry. I'd spread the weight equally.
Yeah.
I'd be making sure all the load was secured properly inside the lorry, and I'd be conscious of the axle limits as well to make sure it was at the correct spot.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Right, let's move on to the back then, yeah?
Can tell I haven't learned them.
Okay. And can you tell me how you'd operate the tail lift, please?
Yeah, certainly. I'd make sure there's enough space first of all for it to drop down, and I'd read the instructions. Would you like me to demonstrate?
No, that's
is that it?
Okay. Get yourself in the lorry, and we'll ask you one more question in the lorry. Okay, so last question in the lorry. Can you show me how you would set the demisters to clear the windscreen, please?
Certainly, yeah. Don't put my gloves on in the lorry. I would turn this up to max. I would put the heater up to max and make sure it's on windscreen as it is.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so what we're now going to do, we're going to start the driving element of your test. I say we're going to be out for about approximately 1 hour,
Yep.
and we're going to take into many different types of road conditions as well. Okay. All I want you to do is keep following the road ahead at all times, unless traffic signs direct you otherwise. If I want you to turn, I'll give you plenty of notice. If there's anything you don't understand, please ask.
I'm totally fine.
Okay. When you're ready, you can drive on. Make your way out to the car park, so you turn right here and right at the mini roundup, please.
Okay.
At the traffic lights, if you can turn right. What's making you want to drive lorries?
I'm making a big video on YouTube about it.
Okay. That's your main reason, yeah?
Now, my main reason is to gain a perspective of the lorry driver. I'm in driver education, so I think it's important, if I'm training people in cars and even instructors, to teach people in cars. I have a little bit better perspective from the lorry driver's perspective, but I will be driving the lorry in some capacity. I won't be doing it on a daily basis, but I might.
So just let you know, we're going to follow signs for Southport, A578.
Cool. I will be doing it in some capacity.
Yeah, that sounds good. Interesting.
How long have you been an examiner?
Yeah, too many years now.
2 years.
Yeah, too many years. I was an ABI before I became a driving examiner.
Thank you for waiting, guys. Sounds about right. Sod's law with the weather coming in, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is at the moment, yeah. Not the best, is it? I think it's on for the week as well.
going to turn the temperature down a little bit if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. When we get to the lights, if you can turn left.
How many lorry tests do you conduct a day as an examiner, Paul?
There's usually 4 tests go on per day.
Okay. Is that split between class 1 and class 2s?
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
It's usually an hour and a half slot for each one.
I see.
And occasionally a CPC might go on before it or after the test, which is the mod 4 CPC. So it's
Yep.
either before or after. Some examiners do a CPC as well as the 4 tests.
Outer roll, do you remember, Dennis?
Certainly do, yeah. It's been going a long time. I'm surprised it should be finished by now.
Yeah.
It should be well retired.
That's right. Just backing off in case the car comes past the cycle there.
There's 2 sets of lights quite close together. Turn left at the first set and right at the second set. So left at the first set and right at the second set, please.
Too late to stop with the close cut proximity of the car behind.
Yeah, you can just pull up on the left just where the wall starts, please.
Of course. When my cab gets to the wall.
Yes, please.
Is that okay?
Fine, yeah. Super, thank you. And then when you're ready, drive on.
Drive on. How the tables have turned, I actually feel quite nervous.
Okay.
Amazing.
Just do what you normally do, that's all.
Yeah. Just moved away so I didn't splash the pedestrians there. I'm just aware of this one getting splashed as well.
There's a lot of excess water about at the moment, isn't there?
It is, isn't there? I think I'm okay with them. They're nicely protected behind the bus stop.
Just remember, we want you to pass. You can just pull up on the left, just after there's a van with his lights on, just after him, please.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're opposite the car, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And again, when you're ready, you drive on.
There's a cyclist coming up behind me, so I'm just going to let them know I'm moving off so they don't have to bother going around me.
You're going to turn left at the roundabout. I'm just going to follow the road ahead when we get to the traffic lights, please.
Okay.
roadworks everywhere now, doesn't it?
Yep. Do you think the Audi's going around the cones? What do you reckon, Mr. Examiner?
Looking at that thinking, maybe so, yes, is it?
Tempted?
Yeah. Then give him a few more seconds, he might have done.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised they stayed on for as long as they did. Just staying here because that car's moving.
Once you get past the bus, if you can pull up on the left just after him, that's a safe place, please.
Of course.
Thank you. And again, when you're ready, you can drive on. When you get to the traffic lights, we'll turn right. Not the widest lanes, are they?
No, I just thought it was a better option to use a bit more of that than that, that's all.
Yeah.
You may very well help me out here. I've got all clear. That was fortunate.
Yeah, certainly was. At the roundabout, turn left.
was just giving them time to finish passing the Mercedes, that's all.
Okay. We'll turn right, please. Yeah. I can tell you'd spotted the sign by your reaction then. Now we will be going ahead at the light. You'll need the right hand lane up here if we're going ahead.
No problems, thank you. I'm happy with the bridge.
Take the next road on the left, where the lorries come
Okay.
out. The traffic lights turn right.
I'm a boring you, Mr. Examiner, looking at your watch.
No, just checking the time. Keep everything time. The next set of lights turn left, please.
Lights turn left, yeah. That's a deep one, isn't it?
Looks it, isn't it?
Taking it easy just in case there's anything solid in there.
The main traffic lights are going to turn left.
I know I could get a bit further up to the junction. I've just left a bit more sea room for cars and other vehicles to get out if they needed it.
Okay. As soon as you turn left, you're going to take the first road on the right.
Just aware of my swing with this one before I go. That's all I waited for momentarily.
Okay, that's fine.
Every time I drive down this road I get a puncture. I hope I'm not going to bring this curse to your lorry.
Pretty stoked, yeah.
Thank you, Fiesta. Very kind of you. Yeah.
Okay, if you can pull up on the left to a safe place, please.
Of course.
Thank you. And again, when you're ready, if you drive on.
Of course. If you ever had to go with one of them, Paul, to the right,
No, no.
don't have to go with one of them.
Yeah, you had to go with it.
No, love to.
Okay. That's the next on the list.
Next on my list, yeah.
Be interesting though.
I bet the articulation in the middle is a bit bizarre on occasions.
Yeah, there's a turn something in the middle there.
Yeah.
You do know how to avoid getting punches on this road, don't you?
Stay in the middle.
No, don't drive on it.
You're not wrong.
Just avoid it.
You're not wrong. I wouldn't come down here in my car anymore.
Yeah.
Every time I go and get a new set of jewels stuck in. Sorry, were you going to tell me something there?
Okay. Okay, the junction we're going to turn left.
I can appreciate the problems with the cars parking so close to junctions now. Now I'm having to go one of these.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. He's uphill.
Close my window just for a second while this when we go through all this.
Of course, yeah, no
when
problems.
you get to the lights, you turn left.
Turn lights, turn left, yeah. You can't have your candidates passing out with poisoning.
Exactly.
That was a bit awkward timing. That's why I went a little bit, I let it roll a little bit further towards the corner so it could be seen a bit sooner.
Okay. I would have done exactly the same.
All good.
We're going to be turning right at the traffic light.
Okay. Got enough room to swing with the one behind me.
Going to follow the road ahead. It's like an ahead of this junction here, okay?
I'm all good with
So
this.
see the traffic, okay?
No problems.
Follow signs for Southport until further notice, please, actually.
Okay.
So we're just going to start a bit of the independent driving.
That's fine.
So keep on the Southport signs.
Of
for
course.
further notice.
Only if all the roads were as smooth as this, eh, Paul?
That's it. It's nice on this one.
Just for the bins that were stuck out, that was all, Paul.
Okay.
Wanted to make sure I had enough room with the Focus coming up. I think that's the first one of my instructors we've seen.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't there? I think today.
Yeah.
Second set of lights we're going to turn right. You're fairly close together, these lights.
Cool, I'm alright with that, Paul. I'm just going to back off and let this Ford go past, and then we've got a nice space to use. Stay there, cyclist.
So that was the end of the independent drive, by the way, as you know, someone giving you directions.
That's fine. I got onto that, Paul, no problems.
get the same, don't we? With a lot of rain, the drains on, you know, good enough.
Clear enough now, it's right, yeah.
Yeah.
You would have thought they would have designed them a little bit differently in the UK, but this is probably the first road since we've started that I'm having to use my my speedo, because this one's a bugger, this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Very kind of you.
May not be thanking you in a minute when he gets behind us as well.
Ah,
Our phones are queue.
you're right. Aye, aye. Another one.
Good way of checking on your instructors, isn't it?
Yeah, incognito, you're not wrong. They don't recognise me in this, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
I have been tempted to wave, but then I had to think about it. But anyway.
And the traffic lights are going to be turning right. There's 2 lanes for turning right at the lights.
I'm signalling right just in case me being over the markings, people in this side haven't realised there's 2 lanes. Big guy's holding back for me. Thank you.
Next traffic lights we're going to turn right.
Can I ask where we'll be going at the following set?
I was going to say you might be best to get into the right hand lane for this set, please.
Okay.
Because yeah, at the next set we will be going straight ahead.
Silver Ford Mondeo 2 back. They're our problem one.
Yeah.
Just moved in from behind us and got in that left side. Do I spy a taxi badge in the window? Not allowed to say stuff like that though.
I know about that. Yeah.
So I'm just carefully watching him as we go around here. I think I'd rather have him in front if he's going to go. Thank you. He was okay in the end.
You got past you, didn't you?
Yeah. onto the minibus, Paul, don't worry.
Okay.
He's alright, he's turning.
I'm just going to stay on this road. It just goes round to the right towards Liverpool. We're heading at the moment. City centre. The rain's gone off a bit, hasn't it?
Yep, just in time for our reversing.
Yeah, hopefully fingers crossed for now.
Picked all the obstacles for me today, mate.
All the fans, a few, haven't we?
Well, Walton Vale's nicer from up here, mate.
Yes, you can see everything from up here, yeah.
I'm okay there. Got a few kind little things to me as well, haven't we?
Yeah, yes. few decisions about a few amber lights today as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Change on your last minute made me think, doesn't it?
Yeah. My trainer taught me a good thing about 2 lines and the length that they are, you know. I was really impressed with that when my trainer taught me that, you know.
Very good. You must have had a good trainer there. That's all I can say.
That's a good little tip, that, like that. So I haven't got 2 lines.
You're going to try and come up there for a minute.
Yeah, I was mindful of that. I just tried not to confuse her, but there was a car coming the other way, so that was my reasoning behind just steadily going. I was always ready to stop.
Yeah. These are always interesting little crossing places, aren't they?
Yeah.
The amount of drivers you see blocking them.
Yeah.
You just think it's okay to block them, don't you?
Yeah. Just getting a little bit of fresh air, if that's all right, Paul. I'm quite warm with my mask on, just while we're in slow moving stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. It's warm, isn't it? What we'll do is when we get up on the next lights, the main lights, we'll turn left into the Sainsbury's
Yeah.
and we'll finish the drive element at that stage. And then from there we'll drive on, you won't be on test form, up to the reverse area then.
Okay. So you want me to pull into the Sainsbury's or continue ahead?
It's entirely up to you, but at that stage I'll stop the mock test at that stage on the driving element. So if you want us to go into car park and stop, or just continue if you want.
I'm unsure what you want, whether we need to manoeuvre in the car park or...
Not in this one, no.
No, are we going to... I'm more than happy to continue.
Okay, good, okay. I'm going to stop marking once we get to the next set of lights, okay?
Okay,
Because that will be an hour.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Go on, Mr. Bus. Okay.
Good. Okay, off you go when you're ready.
Ready to reverse?
You find it.
Can I have a look, Paul?
Yeah, I'll move that for you. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm more than happy with that.
You finished?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So now they'll tell you whatever they're doing. If you're doing the manoeuvre first, then they'll
Yeah.
just tell you to get back in your truck.
Yeah.
Again, they don't tell you whether you passed it or failed it.
Yeah.
But if they're going to let you do the drive next, so you know you passed it.
Yeah.
That stays okay.
No problem.
That
was all right.
Good. Do you want the feedback in the truck? Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Come on then, jump in.
Get back in, yeah. Okay. There you go. So that concludes the actual test. Okay, and I'm pleased to say you have passed.
That's nice.
Okay, so well done.
Thank you.
Then the examiner will ask for your license if you want them to send it off.
Okay.
That was a good point to let them do it.
Yeah, here's a little question
Yeah.
now. I have got my standards check on Monday.
Okay.
I may keep it myself and then chuck it back
Send
across.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
As long as you send it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I
That's
will
fine,
do.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Were there any little points that I could do a little bit better with? I'm always
Yes.
interested
Okay.
in.
Only one.
Okay.
You only got one minor fault.
Okay.
It's all done anyway, wasn't it? So I'll put my time there. So we finished the drive about 14:25 on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a one minor fault. It was a show and tell me question, that's all.
Yeah.
It's only because we'd discussed it, but only a short time earlier.
Yeah.
You said about loading, you said about strapping it, loading it, but not about trying to get it to the headboard or fill the void.
Ah, interesting.
That was it, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And like I said to you, that's fine. It's understandable.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I haven't.
but driving side was fine. There was one I'm slightly unsure about, but I think what happened, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on it.
Yeah.
I actually pulled away from, I don't know whether you know Pendle,
Yes.
the hill
Yes.
where the wall was.
Yes.
And when you went to move, I seen a silver, I think it was a Ford Fiesta or
That
silver.
came out from Pendle.
Came out from there, didn't he?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
so
did. Yes.
And I was thinking, I'm sure he's come from the side because you'd moved,
Yes.
and all of a sudden then he came into view, and I thought, where did he come from?
Yeah. He came from the lights.
Because there's a slight bend in the road, isn't it? I'm thinking,
Yes.
he's come from the side road.
He did come
and I
from
was
the-
sure he did.
Yes.
Because I thought, I don't think he was behind us because you did thoroughly check and you wait for a few others. So
Yeah.
great. I'm glad I got that
You
right
said that as well. Yeah.
as a trainer, because I'm thinking, where the hell did he come from?
And that's
Thinking he's come from the
that's
side.
hard. Sometimes I
Yeah.
have the same sort of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But yes,
So-
he came from the lights at
Yeah.
the back,
Yeah.
and he started to come just as I started to move.
Yeah,
and then
and once you're committed, you should always carry on.
yeah, unless it's obviously a
Unless
danger.
yeah.
Yes,
That's right.
No problem.
But everything else was good. You did really well with everything. I'll give you a bus lane. I do things a little bit different because when we did the bus lane,
Yeah.
where the new strand is further on,
Yeah.
an examiner wouldn't have left you as long as I did for that instruction for right or left of the lights, because there is a choice of going left or right. But I like to not give an instruction if I can there, because
Yeah.
I want my customer to actually go,
Yeah.
the signs there.
Oh yeah.
So they're observing signs and they go, oh, I can see you.
Yeah.
I see you with the Indian.
Well,
that's why I said it's right.
I was making that decision in my mind to say, well, it's a little late for me to try and dive back across and go
Yes.
left, so I'm
Yes.
going right anyway.
Yeah.
So
And that's why I tend to do that, because, as I always say to people, we're not here just to teach you how to pass a test.
no,
We
teach how
want
to
to
drive.
teach you to go, let's look for signs, because that could have been a height, weight
Yeah.
sign,
Yeah.
anything, but at least you've seen the sign and you're
Yeah.
aware of it. So
Yeah,
that's good,
absolutely, no problem.
And yeah, you just did really great drive. My first ever mock test pass.
Which is
So, I said
saying something,
in-
because you've been doing this. How long you been teaching lorries now, Paul?
Well, I've been doing the mock tests
Mhm.
for advanced training since the year 2000, when I got me when I worked for the Instructor College
Yeah.
as an instructor trainer.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that since the year 2000, so
Mhm.
21 years.
So that's I'll take that as a compliment then.
That's
Take that as a
and
compliment that
I've
I'm the
had-
first person that you've
Yeah.
turned around and said, well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a reasonable effort
Yeah.
at a mock test.
And I've had police class 1 drivers
Mhm.
who were trained to be driving instructors, because we used to give them a mock test
Yeah,
when we trained them to be driving instructors.
I do the same.
And
I'm
you
always
did first pass.
I'm always
Yeah,
tougher on
very good.
people than you probably need to be as well.
Yeah.
But rest assured, there's no in the world
Yeah.
I'm going to make that
Yeah.
now complacent
Yeah.
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
No in the world.
And I was the same on that, I'm not giving you the easy routes, I'm giving you what I can, and busy
Yeah.
situations. As you said, there was you got a few amber lights there as well, I'm thinking, and you did brilliant on them, because you got to the point of no return on each one,
Yeah.
and each one you went, I've got to go here.
Yeah.
Especially the one at Bank Hall.
Yeah.
Them lights changed, and they seemed like a long way to drive to get out of that junction.
That's
didn't
why I explained to you as
Yeah.
well that, and
That you
it was
said
nice
it,
that
yeah.
you said, yeah, you do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I know the examiner wouldn't.
they? They do.
Probably- do they?
Sometimes they will do that.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
I've had a few drivers who've gone, the situation developed, and they've said, "Oh, I'm not sure. Hopefully, I didn't. Hopefully that silver car hasn't affected me or something."
Mhm.
And certain exams gone, I'd have done the same as you.
Sound.
So some of them are quite good, because if you're thinking, "Oh, if I fail this,"
Mm.
sometimes they might reassure you,
Mm.
to go, "Well, I'd have done the same." Yeah.
Mm.
So, so
But I'm
good.
happy. It's nice that I had a few little bits and bobs there.
Yeah. You did.
I think I've got the balance a bit better. Obviously,
Yeah.
you should do, because it's
Yeah.
the second day training.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm comfortable going in tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.